just here vibing, bro. What's good? Weird ass. Why is that weird ass echo just, or is it just me that's hearing it? Freaking weird ass echo. Swear to God. Anyway, let's go ahead and lock in. What's good? What's good? What's good? What's the word? What's the word? What's poppin'? See, why is it that I'm on this scene and the echo's gone, but when I'm on the intro, outro, whatever, it's there. Like, I'm not a fan. Like, it's giving, I'm getting fed up. I don't know. I don't even, anyway. So, today is Wednesday. Today is Wednesday. What's good? Welcome back. What's poppin'? How's everyone feeling? How's everyone doing? Welcome back to the Flex Your Mind Network. Shut your mouth. Anyway, we're here today on this lovely Wednesday. Shout out to the Flex Mob. Shout out to the Shadow Mob. Everybody and anybody in between. I appreciate y'all. Today's going to be short. Today's going to be short. There's literally nothing. There's nothing. I have nothing but old videos to watch. Let me just say that first. I don't know if I even want to get to all the videos personally because I don't know if that's the kind of vibe that we want to be on. I'm going to start with a Glasses Malone video. Shout out to Jay Nolan because he's the one dealing with that. So we're going to dive in with that video first. And then based on the energy after that video, because the video is around like 30 minutes long. So after that video, we're going to see where it's going to go. But right now, all I got to say, I don't even think I'm going to record the first video, if I'm going to be honest. But we're going to be watching things for sure. Don't get it twisted. It's just depending on me if I want to record these things or not. Because I feel like the conversation that we're about to have is definitely a regurgitated conversation, but we still got to contribute our own way, of course, in our own way. So that's definitely what I'm going to do. And then afterwards, I'm going to see what the temperature is, how the energy is feeling. And that's going to base what the next video is going to be. So with that being said, let me get that first video. Shout out to Tiff for this one. See, Rapaholics, like I said yesterday, Rapaholics has a good video. I know it's a good video because it's an hour and 20 minutes long. But I'm not going to sit here for an hour and 20 minutes to watch a video. And especially knowing me, it's probably going to be double the time because, you know, I like the app. Anyway, let me get the video started. Oh, shoot. Hey, what can I say? React to my video, reacting to Kendrick's concert.
It's Nolan. Now, before we get started, make sure y'all hit.
We're doing a reaction on top of a reaction. I'll watch it. No. Don't get it. I'll watch it. I'll definitely watch it. We'll watch it after, you know. But yeah, we'll see it. Ooh, yes. Kendrick Lamar told Ray Vaughn the battle with Joy Badass was cooked. Yeah, we're gonna find out what's going on over there. But yes, I'm so glad I remembered it. Shout out to J Tom for reminding me, bruh. And shout out to YouTube for just like, you know, just showing me what's good. Look at this guy. Look. First of all, look at this guy being great. Look, let's start there. Look at this guy being great. How about that? First of all, shout out to the Yatu Sabes community for show. All right. Look at this guy being great. 1.3K subscribers. This boy different for real. Yo, this is insane. Hey, big shout outs. You see him in the chat. You see he's right there in the small box. You know what I'm saying? He's like right there in the small. You know what I'm talking about? I see you. Hey, listen. If you are watching this video, if you're a part of the replay squad, the replay mob. Let me find out that's the third mob because we have the Flex mob, the Shadow mob, and the replay mob. It's a lot of mob activity going on over here. Let me just start there. If you are watching this on the replay, make sure that y'all subscribe. Hold on. Let me get the zoom in. Let me make sure I get the zoom in right here. Make sure y'all subscribe to J Tom Reactions. All right. Come on, bruh. If we're going to be following hip-hop like that, we might as well follow all of our greats. This boy right here is a rising star, you know? So make sure y'all follow him too. Look at Slay. Look at Slay Queen just sliding in like, what's good, big sis? How you feeling? You all right? Everything, Chris? What other videos? Jalopy. Since I didn't do the Jalopy video from the other day, we're definitely going to be doing this one for today. I'm sure that's going to be an upload later on. See, that was the one that I wanted to do, but like I watched too many videos to even bother jumping into that one. So that is what it is. Yes, big shout out to J Tom reactions for sure. So I'm going to start with the Glasses Malone Jay Nolan video, and then we're gonna pivot over to J Tom's reaction, and then we're gonna watch Jalopy, and I think that's gonna call it for today. To be honest, it's going to be short. That's all I gotta say. Today is going to be short for sure. What's good, Noah? All right, with that being said, let's go ahead and lock in. No recording. We're just going to dive in, give it our eyes and ears, sit back, have a wonderful conversation like we usually do, and just overall catch a vibe. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Jay Nolan, talk to me, bro.
What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid Jay Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everybody's doing well out there, man. In this video, we're going to be getting into Glasses Malone. He's talking recently about Kendrick, Drake, J. Cole, and some of the origin story going back to, you know, what led up to Control and all that stuff. If y'all can remember, I actually...
Yo, J. Tom, did you say Wawan? Wawan? Because, you know, when you replace the W with the U, you know what I'm saying? It's Wagwan. I know you fixed it, but Wawan is hilarious. I ain't gonna lie.
Spoke on this exact subject matter about 3 months ago when I covered the Jodeci freestyle, and I was like, this is the original first-person shooter. Video got pretty good views and stuff like that, but it's very interesting to see how, you know, there seems to be this collective energy right now coming back to that moment. I saw Jeremy Hecht also do a video within the last day or two. Shout out to Jeremy, where he was also talking about that
Big Canada
exact record, 5 a.m. in Toronto record, and just going through some of the subs and stuff that were aimed at Kendrick at that time. I don't really have a lot to say about it because I already covered it, but again, I love seeing that you know, I kind of jumped on something that was brewing. And shout out to Bozo's World, the YouTube commenter who put that out there, that even like got me to look for it, because now it seems like this is becoming more of a widespread kind of notion that everybody's looking into, whereas, you know, it went under the radar. It kind of flew.
But to be honest, like, especially on this channel, we've been known about like the whole timeline, like apart from certain details that were recently shown, especially in Jeremy Hecht's video, especially with the street interview that Kendrick did. I didn't see that one. I don't remember seeing that street interview, but we've been known the timeline, so it's kind of interesting that a lot of people are talking about it again, even though we've been known this.
South. But before we get into that, I want to say shout out to the Barbs who I've pissed off in the last week.
Oh, word?
Shout out to the pseudo street niggas, the Benny the Butcher fans who I pissed off yesterday.
Okay, Benny the Butcher fans, they're going to have to sit down for that one, to be honest, because they're failing to understand why what he said was wrong.
And shout out to JT's Jailbird fans who have also been pissed off within the last few days to a couple weeks, because how is it that I'm getting under y'all skin like this, man? All I'm doing is giving my feedback. I'm seeing the same things that y'all seeing, listening to the same music that y'all listening to,
right?
And I'm giving my feedback, giving my you know, my analytical approach to it. Why is that getting people outside their bodies? And the craziest thing about it is it's coming from some people who have been dropping like comments for months upon months. But I guess that y'all have been secretly hate watching on the channel because you couldn't wait to come and try to insult me, my intelligence, or whatever you thought you could to hurt my feelings, which ain't gonna happen. But salute to you. You know what I'm saying? And if you found yourself getting the boot to where you can no longer comment, yeah, that's what did it. All right? Because we're not gonna tolerate the foolishness. We're all here to speak about hip-hop. We're all here to talk about what's going on. We all have opinions. We all have different
Boy, you one of a kind, man.
Perspectives. But since when are we supposed to be insulting each other to that degree over some musical opinions? But if that's how you feel, you could go watch elsewhere. I never begged you to be here, never texted you a video, never sent you an email saying please come subscribe. So let's get into Glasses Malone, shall we? With all that being said, shout out to the real insiders. Shout out to those that have been over here supporting, you know what I'm saying, spreading the gospel, the good word about these videos and the content. And we're going to keep this thing moving. So now we have Glasses Malone here, and basically he made some calls. He went back and did some of his own research and came to his own conclusions, which he's about to get into now, about how all of this jumped off over 10 years ago between Drake, J. Cole being on one side, Kendrick Lamar being on the other. Okay?
And I do remember a kind of a controversy happening. Right now, I wasn't listening to the Drake songs. That was the B sides and C sides. I would catch what would come on the radio. If it was dope, started from the bottom, was about to drop.
God damn,
the
your
good
video.
B-sides
Okay,
and
here we
C-sides.
go.
I would catch what would come on the radio. If it was dope, started from the bottom, was about to drop. The good songs. I'm not really diving in none of them niggas' catalogs. I really only was listening to the homie music. You know what I mean? And I would listen to that a few times and then be back on whatever I'm studying. So I missed that, right? So again, I'm going to run that lyric back again, right? This is important to remember, Revenge. We moved the operation to Cali soon as the snow dropped. Oh, stop. Please stop arguing about who's the best MC. I think everyone would agree they know that you're not. That's 3 months, less than 90 days, roughly.
I'm sorry, saying Kendrick Lamar is not a good MC is just absolutely crazy. I'm gonna be honest, because it just doesn't make sense how you really believe that you're superior, knowing that your bars cannot compare. A lot of people fail to understand when it comes to the bars, when it comes to the lyrics, and being a lyricist. If you if the wider majority of the audience understands the bar, I'm gonna keep it tall with you. That doesn't necessarily mean that you're the better writer. Yo, be honest. Just because, for example, half the world understands your bars, don't mean that you could. That don't mean that you got bars. That means that you got something relatable for the audience. The thing about bars is that the bars got to make you think. And sometimes the bars might have to make you go to your dictionary just to understand, what was that word you just say? You know what I'm saying? But for you to say that you the better one, even though we can understand you better, don't mean that you're superior. That means we can hear you. There's a difference between hearing and listening. Because when you listen to learn. When you hear, you just want to hear something. I'm just saying.
After he was named the hottest
What's good,
MC.
Fravy?
So you think he took a shot,
That's
huh?
crazy. That's a shot for sure.
He took a shot on the low behind
Fuck
B
your
side.
list. Your list. You lame niggas and doubters. I'm undoubtedly the hottest, and that's
All right, so just to give clarification, that first set of bars is from Drake's verse on Jodeci Freestyle, right? Just to make sure that everybody tuned in is all on one accord with what it was that Glasses Malone was just reading. All right, now I believe he's about to get
Fravy,
into
for real.
the J. Cole bars.
What's
From the
good?
same
Is that Tiff? What's good, Tiff? How you doing?
Where they're both addressing the MTV hottest MCs list from 2013, in which Kendrick Lamar was regarded as the number one guy.
me being modest. Go check the numbers, dummies. That's just me getting started. I'm artistic. You autistic, retarded. That's J. Cole's verse.
No.
Oh, that's J. Cole. And you know what? It's
Wait,
funny
hold
when you
on.
went into that verse, I was like, this is better than Drake.
Yeah, that's
Then
what
I
I was
heard
just saying.
Drake, right? I was like, this
Oh, I'm
somebody
like, this
different.
getting heat, huh?
Oh,
I was
that's J.
like,
Cole verse.
How this get?
Okay.
Wow.
That was 3 months after Kendrick Lamar was named the hottest MC.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
That was
Oh, they both petty. They both petty. You don't see that he's trying. Bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. and this might feel nasty to a lot of people, especially if you're a fan of certain individuals, but understanding what Kendrick Lamar did, I don't want to say he saved it. I don't want to say he saved hip hop. That's not what I'm here to say, but the fact that he got y'all to write something, you know what I'm saying? Like, the fact that he did something where it's like, yo, it's for the sake of competition, which, by the way, a lot of people don't get. But the fact that he did something for the sake of competing, for the sake of all of us growing and being better. And I don't even want to say Kendrick Lamar spearheaded this, but at the same time, his face was on that spear, you know? But the fact that he got y'all to do something just based off of some words that he put well together in a bar. Hey, bro, that shows who the leader for real. And it makes sense that he was like the #1 MC at the time. You know, still #1 MC right now. I ain't gonna lie to you, but you know what I'm saying, right? But it's just crazy to hear. What's good, Cousin B? How you feeling? That, like, shoot.
It was 3 months after Kendrick Lamar was named the hottest MC. Trap. 3 months
That's
after.
crazy.
We didn't hear about
crazy.
those verses, Trap, but it changed the narrative.
So I'm like,
disagree with
it
that
was
either.
all good before that. 5-6 months. Actually, if that song came out in June, remember Good Kid drops in October of last year, 2012. They had just collabed on songs.
Ooh.
They had just collabed. No revenge. That was the hate. See, now, no. They had just did a collab song. They had just did. Matter of fact, Poetic Justice had just came out.
That's
which
a
it's a
good
story
song.
behind that. But I'll let that man tell his own stories. Trap, we've talked about it offline.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one thing I wish Glasses would just get to. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is the story behind Poetic Justice? You know what I'm saying? Because for the last year, I've been hearing people talking about Kendrick Lamar wrote the Drake Poetic Justice verse. You know what I'm saying? I've been seeing it. I've been hearing it. I've seen the YouTube algorithm has fed me numerous videos.
If that is true, and the other rumor that comes with it where whatever Kendrick Lamar wrote on Poetic Justice pretty much was like Drake dissing himself, anyhow, all of that is true, I completely understand as to why there is some hate here. If Kendrick Lamar wrote this nigga verse, like, think about it. You're in the studio and then you find out this nigga can't write. And you sitting there like, you serious? Are you kidding? Oh, yo, give me my pencil. Oh, we about to write some fire. Let me tell you something, little light-skinned nigga. Yo. And then he proceeds to write out his bars, and Drake reads it. Yeah. Toronto. Wait, you want me to say this? Yeah. Like, it's introspective, you know what I'm saying?
Videos talking about that. I've seen it on social media. I'm actually one of the few people that says fuck that until somebody actually can provide proof that Kendrick Lamar's pen touched that verse. I am not rolling, because that verse has always been trash to me, has always been the eyesore of the record, has always been the main reason why I have to skip it when I try to listen to Good Kid, Mad City. You know what I mean? And this is before the battle. This is before anything. You know what I mean? I was still listening to Drake at that time, and even based on Drake's standards, the verse was a crock of shit. So for the people out there to be like, Kendrick wrote this verse and made him diss himself and all that stuff, I don't know. Because I wouldn't put that weak ass verse, I wouldn't attribute that to Kendrick's pen. Just being honest.
Oh, shit.
Talked about it offline.
This before Control or after Control?
No, I'm finna hit you with the time date. Poetic Justice, everything was good. Everything was good. Them lyrics happened. after that man won hottest MC, and they directly subbed that nigga after he won hottest MC. So he wins hottest MC. MTV awards him that March 08, 2013. Drake and Cole dropped the Jodeci Freestyle June 22nd, 2013. Dot Control comes out August 14th, 2000.
This nigga, whoa. Control came out on my birthday? Are you, no, let me hear that again. Maybe sometimes hearing is tough.
2013. Drake and Cole dropped the Jodeci Freestyle June 22nd, 2013. Dot Control comes out August 14th, 2013.
Yo, what is happening? Yo, what is happening right now? What is happening right now? This nigga dropped that? You dropped that on my birthday? You dropped the bomb on hip hop on my birthday. That's crazy. This nigga done nuked my damn, bro. What the
Team.
Hold on, coach. He called us internet investigator and
detective.
Yeah, wait a minute. Hold on, time out. Wait, time out.
This man
Nigga,
came
what you
out
just
with
No
put
Silence
forth?
Live, lunch hour, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday right here. No Silence by Glasses on YouTube page where we doing the homework.
Yeah, you hold on, man.
Every noon.
You put that
Monday,
together.
Wednesday, and Friday. Every noon, we doing the homework at this hip-hop platform.
Man.
We doing the homework. We get down to the nitty-gritty. We
You're
not
learning,
playing
you're
around.
learning, Daniel, son. You're learning, Daniel, son. You're
We
learning,
are
you're
doing
learning.
the homework.
Yeah.
Hey, he dug them receipts.
Man.
Happy birthday. I remember you was conflicted. Oh, don't kill me. Appreciate you, bro.
Oh,
dug
that
it
old
out.
receipt up out the
He
drawer.
was
learning.
What you lost
You're learning, you're learning.
Christmas ago. Oh, he got a
We
receipt.
are doing the homework.
2013, 2012.
My proud student right there, man.
What receipts?
Now you finally diving into lyrics now. See?
No, I'm not
See,
diving
guess
into
what?
lyrics.
Hey,
I don't
Yes,
listen to
you
every
is.
nigga rap. No, Revenge.
Only
I
took
heard
you-
that. That's not a diss, Revenge. It's not true.
Oh, my God.
That was a direct response to this man winning hottest MC. They referenced it directly after. So the truth is, it was always a jealousy thing. And that's
Now I want to pause it right here, right? Because we got to look back at the time period, right? Look back at the list even. I did the video 3 months ago, but I'm going to pull the list back up just for context purposes. So leading up to this song coming out, these are the three lists for the previous 3 years, all right? In the top left corner, we have 2011. Right next to it on the right, we have 2012. And the one under it with the purple highlight is 2013, right? So the previous 3
Damn,
years,
they done kick Wale
right
off
before
this list.
this Jodeci song comes out, right? You can see 2011, you have Jay-Z, Kanye, Drake came in at number 3, or Ross. There was a toss-up at 3 or 4 between Drake and Ross. They say number 4, Rick Ross, if you include Self-Made, and especially Rich Forever. I don't even see how they could say if you count that, because
What
Self-Made.
was it, 2009, 10, and 11? Yo, I'm not going to lie. Rick Ross being number 1 in 2010, that makes so much sense. If I'm going to be real. That makes so much sense. Like, that's why I ain't going to... We need, like, as much as, like, people like to put out fake lists or lists where it gets conversation started where you have to rearrange it, we need a definitive list. That's what we're missing. We're missing the definitive list. Like, the person that always gets it right. This list is always the list that we're going to rely on when it comes to numbering people from 1 to 10. We're missing that list. Like, Complex has a bunch of lists where they literally get it wrong on purpose for the sake of engagement. Do what you want to do, but I'm not a fan because you got to get it right. And then, of course, there's all the other stupid lists out there where they literally just get it wrong on purpose. Like, they don't even want to be right. You know? We need a definitive list again.
Made was a I guess MMG compilation, but Rich Forever was definitely a Rick Ross project. Lil Wayne, they say yeah, he did drop an album and a few songs dissing Jay-Z. Young Jeezy, Nicki Minaj, she didn't drop nothing, but she was nominated for some Grammys, if any of that counts.
Yo, this nigga just came out the gate running already, bro. Don't kill me, Furry B.
You see how people have been dragging her into these conversations for the last decade?
Yup.
Anyway, number 8, between Wiz Khalifa, Meek Mill, or Fabulous, even though Fab's TINC was whack, the Soul Tape was solid. Number 9, Big Sean, 10, Wale. Wale keeps coming in around that 10 mark. All right? Following year, Rick Ross comes in at number 1, Drake number 2, 3, Kanye, 4, Nicki. Number 5, Wayne, 6, Jay-Z, Meek Mill, Big Sean, Wiz Khalifa, Wale. 2013, Kendrick, 2 Chainz, Ross, Nas, Drake slips down, Big Sean, Kanye slips down, A$AP Rocky, Future, Meek Mill. Now, if you look at these 3 lists, you don't see J. Cole's name not once on any of these 3, despite the success that he had, despite the hit records, despite the record sales, despite the impact that he was having, bodying people on their own records, on features. He was not on a single one of these lists. God damn. So if you go back to MTV 2011, 2012, 2013, they were saying niggas like Wiz Khalifa, Meek Mill, Fabulous, Big Sean, Wale was all hotter than J. Cole. I know exactly why that motherfucker was mad by the time they made Jodeci Freestyle. He like, how the fuck you putting these niggas above me? I don't even make the list.
But here's the problem. It makes sense because of what those tracks did. Every person that has a name on this list dropped something that shook up the scene. Wiz Khalifa especially. Every person on this list dropped something, whether it was a project, music video, whatever. They all dropped something that shook up the rap scene. So for them to have their placement on these lists, it makes perfect sense. And going back, just based on my memory, just remember the songs that came out around that time. Definitely, it makes sense. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, no, they're BSing. Bro, take the list. Go back to the time when, what's it called? Everybody was dropping their projects, and then start going through all the projects that came out. And then you're going to understand, I see why Wiz Khalifa's here. I see why Big Sean is here. I see why Meek, Jay-Z, Lil Wayne, Nicki Minaj, Kanye West. I see why all of them are here. It makes sense. You know? So I respect it. Even seeing A$AP Rocky on 2011's list right here in the middle, in the purple highlighter, it makes perfect sense.
House Wayne, literally.
The 2 light skins were affected.
A$AP Rocky and Future made the motherfucking list before J. Cole did. That nigga got on a couple honorable mentions, but never made the top 10, not a once.
He never did enough. J. Cole never did enough around that time. Sorry. Whatever model that you were following it just at face value. You weren't even looking at the details as to why these people are here. And now you're sitting there confused like, man, why don't he even like me for real? Like, bro, do more work.
Nada boom, nada bing. And I must say, as a lifetime, pretty much J. Cole fan since he's come out, I think that is criminally wrong, due to the brain trust over there at MTV. But that's what they came up with. All right? Now let's get back to Glasses.
Where it started. That's where it started. 3 months after. Control comes right after that as a response. I'm trying to murder all of you guys.
With it too.
I am trying to cut all y'all head off. Yeah. I'm trying to.
Is that Miss Vibrant in the chat? What's good, Vibrant? How you feeling? Welcome back. We appreciate having you here for sure. Definitely no AI news, so you gonna be okay.
Be the best. I love y'all, but I am the best.
So they try to act like Control came out of nowhere?
Yes.
Yeah, they did.
So that was okay. I see what you're saying.
Drake tried to act like Control came out of nowhere. J. Cole tried to act like, we got to compete. But that's why I was talking to Lex today. He like, man, you don't think we owe J. Cole no respect? No, we don't owe no respect.
Yeah, after that verse.
No, the verse. You don't owe no respect because you the.
Now, hold on, Glasses. Now, it wasn't that long ago, probably a few weeks ago, you was still giving J. Cole some respect, man. Come on, man. don't switch the game plan up. Now,
Nah, the switch up is for the sake of the internet. Don't get it twisted. When you see people switch up like that, they're trying to create narratives. And when you create those narratives, you're creating conversation. That's all it is. Say, for example, if I was to sit here and say a whole bunch of good things about Drake, everybody in the comments will lose their minds like, I knew you were fake. But guess what? I just created such an easy conversation for us to have just off of some words. Welcome to media.
now,
That's like literally media 101. Lie. Sometimes you gotta lie to create a conversation. That's all it is. Now, don't get it twisted. Over here on the Flexion Mind Network, I'm out here looking for conversations. I ain't gonna do this. That's not what I do.
I know people gonna be like, damn, Jake Nolan always caper for Cole. Hey, man, for the last 15 years, it was Kendrick and Cole for me at the top. You know what I mean? As far as like niggas that were
Yes,
at the
ma'am.
top of the game, doing they shit, doing numbers, doing
Thoughty on it.
heavy tours, minimal features as far as their albums is concerned. Like they was running this shit. It was that. Drake was there by proxy because he was a rapper and because he was able to perform commercially at the level or sometimes even above with some of the crossover and pop records that he was doing. But for me, it was always Kendrick 1, Cole 2, Drake 3.
Of course
and
you
then
would,
the rest of the
Tiff.
class. You know what I mean? As far as the bigs go. You know what I mean? So yeah, I do still feel like J. Cole keeps getting the short end of the stick. You saw what them fucking lists said too.
Want to take a battle? That was wise business.
But this is why
He should after that verse.
real J. Cole fans was really disappointed.
Because y'all been hearing him pop this shit the
Because
whole time.
I'm saying he been dropping little subs like that
Yeah.
for a long time. And now when it was time to fade, he put his gloves up like, oh, you know
it makes
what?
it even worse.
This
to
my
me.
friend. This my
Yeah.
real friend. No, like what? Bro, you been
The
subbing.
only difference between Drake and J. Cole is J. Cole act like he be cool. Again, we do this stream to support the No Syllabus podcast. Just dropped a fresh episode. New one dropping tomorrow. You can listen to the No Syllabus podcast on Apple Podcasts, iHeart Podcasts, anywhere you get your podcast from. The No Syllabus podcast is executive produced by Charlamagne the God, Black Effect Network, iHeart. We're going to get this thing cracking. I've been saying this for a while. Blame the blog era for ruining hip hop, for what just happened over the last 17 years. Right?
Now I have to
What?
strongly disagree. If it wasn't for the blog era, wouldn't have really been much hip hop over the last decade. Look at the people that was on that list. Blog era is Kendrick, Cole, Drake even, Wiz, Big Sean, Wale. That's blog era. That carries you through from 2010 to 2018 until the other guys started falling off. You know what I'm saying? That's no shot to Big Sean, Wale, and others who have fallen off. You know what I'm saying? I saw Wiz Khalifa recently come out and say, you know, niggas be saying that we fell off, but we're still living great lives. We're doing what we want.
Valid
we're touring. We're
point.
making money. So where did we fall off? And I respect that take from Wiz Khalifa. You know what I'm saying? But unfortunately, fall off really just means you were one of the top contenders in the game. You were one of the mainstays. You were one of the people that people were literally following on a consistent level, and you were having commercial success along with critical acclaim. And at some certain point, that combination began to dissipate, right? That's all that is. But the blog era kept this shit alive. Let's be fucking clear.
What's good, Judy? Yo, Furry B, I don't disagree with you at all, bruh. I don't disagree with you, period.
Like, if you take those guys out of the game,
There'll be no hip hop.
what do you have? You got Kanye, Jay-Z, and fucking Rick Ross.
Basically, if you got rid of the blog era, hip hop would have definitely went commercial. It would have went the pop route quicker. And here's the funny thing about that, because with someone like a Drake, for example, if we never had a blog era and Jay-Z and them continue to do what they did and try to like take hip hop onto a mainstream kind of route, to a mainstream level, that would actually accelerate Drake's career even faster than how it went, if we're going to be real. a Drake without a J. Cole or Kendrick Lamar around. Just think about that for a second. He would literally ascend past everybody quicker than how he originally did if there was no blog era like that. Thinking about Drake's songs, how he's rap and R&B, but rap is going a commercial route, and then realizing that's literally what Drake is. So regardless of the blog era or not, we would get him, period. It's just about how fast his career would skyrocket, you know? Which is crazy to think about, but it's a good convo for sure.
Just putting up numbers. And Jeezy, I don't think people would have been entertained as long. Wayne, I can't forget Wayne.
Nope.
It just would have been them same 5 niggas dropping hits every year. And who else was going to come up after? So nah, we can't do that.
Because the thing that's really understated that's happening right now, it's been a lot of rhetoric, a lot of rhetoric about hip hop, and everybody mad that we defining it and we actually starting to remove people that should not exist in it. Everybody's upset that we're removing people. Make sure you like this. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Glasses going in. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Glasses is going in. Tell a friend to tell a friend the lunch hour is going in. Right here, we going
Yo, bro,
in.
what are we doing?
Right now, right on this right here. Because I was kind of disassociated, but I caught up. I'm caught up now. I didn't even care. I'm caught up now. Them been jealous of the young homie from the beginning. Man. And part of why they jealous is because where the nigga from and who the nigga is. See, this is what I be telling people. Somebody was on Twitter today being an telling me, Glasses, man, you just jealous of Drake. You would trade your life. You would trade your life to have. Listen, I am proud of everything Drake has accomplished. He put in the work. He did the studying. He assembled a great team. But nigga, nothing. I wouldn't trade no nigga pissing on me for nothing.
You wouldn't take a little piss for
no.
A little piss.
No.
Yeah, let me hear that again.
Listen, I am proud of everything Drake has accomplished. He put in the work. He did the studying. He assembled a great team. But nigga, nothing. I wouldn't trade no nigga pissing on me for nothing.
You wouldn't take a little piss for
no.
A little piss.
$100 million contract.
Grizzle.
You couldn't piss on me for nothing. Because you're going to be able to tell some nigga you pissed on me. And other niggas going to be able to tell somebody else you pissed on me.
Okay, so
no. I wouldn't. A nigga told me, oh, you a trade, you would do that. Listen.
Hey, how you let a next nigga TT on you? How you let a next nigga? Yo, just imagine the situation. You standing there, everything cool, the party lit, everybody going crazy, you loving the environment that you in, and all of a sudden, your right leg just starts to get cold. And then you're like, it got a little drafty in here. Someone turn on the AC? Did someone turn on the floor fan? And then you look down like, wait, well, hold on a second, hold on. Why is my shoe wet? And then you look down, and there's a nigga pissing on. No, sir. you let a nigga TT on you. Yo, I can't breathe. Oh my Jesus. Oh Jesus. Oh Father God.
Puff couldn't punch me for no platinum records.
A punch?
No, Punch can't come just steal on me in the club in front of people for no platinum records. He could tell somebody else he stole on me.
Wait, hold on. He can't steal on you, then come back and try to wipe it on the table with, a record deal or something?
No, we got to squabble first. I need mine. I need mine in front of the same people you did that shit in front of.
You wouldn't let Punch steal on you for a record.
Hey, Raven, we just cracking jokes. Why not hot? Girl, I don't know. The first thing that came to my mind is like when something wet just touch your clothes. and your clothes get a little cold.
Hey man, I thought Puff did that shit in the back of the club, not the front. Goddamn. I thought he took him outside and said, "Hey man, let me talk to you," and then he put one on him. I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
No, not in front of other people.
God.
Oh, but privately.
We gonna swipe. We gonna fight. He can't just steal on me and I'm just not gonna do nothing. You can't just pay me no money to steal on me.
He gotta ask you like, "Hey, Glass, I want to hit you in the face for this much money."
Yeah, it had to be like a sanctioned thing.
Same shit gotta be WBA
No, like
sanction.
nigga, like everybody
Okay.
gotta know I'm letting you do this for $20 million.
Oh, okay. So everybody, okay, I see it.
I'm not finna be just punching on me and shit and all that old weird
Before
shit.
you punch me, put it out.
And that's the problem with y'all. Money makes y'all everything. Money mean
Yo, Furry B, you saying it's a hit?
everything to y'all. Fame mean everything
So someone called a hit?
to y'all. Y'all would give y'all firstborn
Little
child to
juice
try to be another nigga. I didn't deserve what Drake got because I ain't work as hard as Drake worked. That's a simple thing. Why would there's no need to be envious over that? He worked his ass off. While he was working on being a rapper, I was working on being a Crip. That's the truth. He spent more time trying to figure out what rappers was doing. I wasn't worried about what Snoop and Scarface was doing. I was worried about what Del Dog was doing. what Big Dwight from Nutty Block was doing. How did this nigga get this car? God damn, how did these get these cars? Look at this lowrider.
Shoot.
I looked up to the culture. I didn't look up to the artist. I don't know what kind of car Magic Johnson had. I knew what kind of car Moon from 7th Street Watch Crip had.
And that is where me and Glasses Malone will always differ. All right? However, I do want to point out what he said before he went there is money means everything to you niggas. Y'all would do anything just to achieve the money, the fame, the status. Y'all will compromise yourself, your integrity, embarrass yourself, let people do all type of crazy shit to you just to get to the bag. And this is unrelated, but I just saw this the other day.
Oh my God, what's good, Ron? Hey, he jumped up and did nothing? Good. Get that ass whooping. Accept that ass whooping. You know what I'm saying? Accept it. You did wrong. Take a pause. I ain't saying it like that. Accept it. Chubbs ain't do shit.
I saw a video of Loaded Lux, and they were asking what it would take for him to get on the battle rap stage to battle a woman.
What?
And he said he won't do it. And the reason why he said he won't do it is because he refuses to get up on stage and just disparage and disrespect a woman in front of the crowd. It would compromise his morals and integrity.
Right.
And in the video, they were like, well, shit, if I said I had 250 racks for you right now,
Racks?
you telling me that you wouldn't get on the stage
No.
and battle Jazz the Rapper? Shout out to Jazz the Rapper. Shout out to Geechee Gotti with that podcast y'all been doing. That shit fire. And he said, no, I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? He said, salute to everybody that could get on that platform and do what they do. It's no hate or nothing like that. I support y'all. But me personally, that's just not something that I could see myself doing. That would take me to a deep, dark place. I'm not willing to go. And then when I looked at the comments, I seen so many people saying for $250,000, I would let somebody do this. I would do this. I would do this. I would do this. And I was just looking at it like, damn, for $250, y'all niggas are, damn. You ain't got no other pathway to, try to get that in your lifetime?
$250,000 to do
And
something
everybody
like that
does
don't
it.
mean
You know what I'm saying? And that's no shots, no diss. But I think for somebody who has other outlets, other means, other battles they could take in order to get that same amount, what seems like a treasure to you is like just an option for someone else. And even if the person walks away from it and never gets it, they can still be content because they live a good life and they didn't have to do something that didn't feel good to them in their spirit. So I just figured I would talk about that because Glasses Malone was basically saying the very same thing in terms of, oh, you would trade your life to be Drake. And that also seems to be a common theme that you get from the Drake fans is they feel like everybody who speaks out against him, everybody who calls him on his bullshit or speaks less than sanctimonious about him is obviously a hater. Somebody who's speaking from an inferior lifestyle that if they had the opportunity, they would give up everything they currently have in order to be him or to live a life equivalent to his. And that's just not the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, but some of you motherfuckers be not y'all, but some of these motherfuckers be living in a weird ass fantasy world because that's really what they want. They really live parasocially through that person. They be living vicariously through these people, and they can't possibly fathom that someone else is perfectly fine doing it their own way, not looking at this motherfucker like.
Dude literally just described Toronto. Like, he literally just how people live their lives vicariously through somebody else. This dude literally just described Toronto.
Like Jesus. You know what I mean? So I just figured I would put that out there. You know what I'm saying? Do better. And once again, shout out to the YouTube commenter Bozo's World for putting the comment out there that basically struck the world. It got me to look into this 3 months ago. It got Glasses Malone to get to it. Jeremy Heck, I believe it was originally in his comments. He finally came back to it. And I'm quite sure, based on algorithmic sequencing and stuff like that, or how they present things to you, there's going to be more down the line that speak about this very same subject. All right. Let me know what y'all think about this down below in the comments.
All right. Let me tell you something about these about the women battlers, the women battle rappers. One thing when it comes to women, because with men, when the men rap, it's like, they're going after you physically. Oh, we gonna do this to you, we gonna do that to you. Let me tell you something about these female battlers. These women, when they get on that stage, they don't like you. They will give you all kind of cut eye. They will disrespect. They will look at you a certain kind of way that will make you look at yourself like, what did I do to you? Yo, I kid you not. I remember watching a battle and the girl was talking about how her mom used to take the strap and I had to go for a walk. I'm like, oh no, this got too violent, bro. I had to get up and then get out the house because I felt nasty after hearing that shit. She sat there and said how her mom used to take a strap. I'm like, I beg your pardon? You better pray she lying. Then her opponent just proceeds to lose. Yo, that is crazy. That is crazy. Do not mess with these women. They go for your soul. They don't go for you. They don't go for you. They don't need no strap. They gonna stand there like this, like, yo, do you even know your crew don't even like you? And then proceed to eviscerate said man or woman. Nah, I'm good. I don't need that on my heart. That is different. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Whole new meaning. Get this. I'm telling you, bro. That's about I'm dead. I don't need that on my heart. I'm good. I'm a good kid from a mad city. Freeze frame. We'll be right back after these messages. Yo, I be stupid, bro. J Tom, let's watch your video, bro. Word at? I swear I saved that motherfucker. Oh, here we go. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, you see it. You say, hey, make sure we go ahead and leave a like. All right. If you already subscribed, it was cool, but make sure you turn on that notification bell, all right? Let me tell you something right now. We're going to check out the Chile show. Not Chile, Chile. Get it right. No need to record this one. We're just going to sit back and watch and witness greatness. Everybody cheering for the GOAT at the Kendrick Lamar Chile show. Let's go ahead, dive in, give it a nice watch. Let's have some fun with it, shall we? Prime time, baby. Let's go.
Kendrick Lamar showed up, showed out in Chile. My bad, y'all. I am a little under the weather right now, but
Let me get my pillow.
yeah, still got to do my duty to show you guys that Kendrick Lamar in Chile, stand up. Chile,
You better use that soundboard.
stand the beep up. Stand up. You guys showed up. You guys showed out, and you guys continue to show Kendrick Lamar love. I'm loving this shit. Now, that was the intro. How's it going, y'all? Through Savage community and YouTube? It's your boy J Tom Reactions, and I'm here, sick as a dog, but I am here with another edition of J Tom Reactions. Y'all, Chile showed the fuck up.
Talk about it.
Y'all.
Quickie, ain't nobody say nothing but no Prime Boys.
You know what? Let me just go ahead.
What you
and play
come
it.
here
Y'all
for?
do what y'all do. Y'all go ahead. Do what y'all do. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think in the
Yep.
comment section. Did Chile show up? Did Chile show up for Kendrick Lamar? Or did they show up for Kendrick Lamar? Y'all let me know in the comment section.
Yo, bro.
All right? Now, video number 1. Let me see what y'all did, Chile. Let's go. Let's go.
Boy,
Let me see what y'all did. God, Chile does not play. Shout out to Rich Khalil TV for posting this. God damn. God damn. This is amazing to see. It's really amazing to see Chile turning up for Kendrick Lamar. They're turning up for hip hop. They're turning up for hip hop. Yeah. Let's go. Let's go. Now, what else did y'all do, Chile? Let me see what else y'all did. Let's go to the next one. Or let's finish this one. Man, I'm serious. Let's go to the next one. Here's one angle of Family Ties, all right? One angle of Family Ties.
Let's go.
I'm telling y'all.
Yo, what's up with the fire, though? That's what I want to know. What's up with this fire? Like, yo, shit looks like the apocalypse. I swear to God, like, just seeing these patches of fire. Like, what is this? What is this? Don't look safe. Look like people burning for real. Like, what's going on here?
I'm telling y'all. Look at them turning up. People put out flares. People have flares.
Those are flares?
And they're dancing with the flares. My bad, y'all. They're dancing with the freaking flares. Hold on. I'm gonna like this video. I forgot to like the last one. But they put out flares and they're dancing, jumping up and down with the flares. Look at that.
Nah, but yo, okay, I get it that it's flares, but why is the fire so big? And is this what you allow in y'all stadiums? That's crazy.
Look at that shit, man.
This this little fire patch right here, there's no way that's a flare. There's no, this right here, there's no way that's a flare. Hold on, for the people that can't see. There's no way that this a flare right here. Someone done lit something on fire. There's no way that's a flare.
They're putting that in that bitch. All right. Let's go. That was one angle. Here's another angle for the people in the back that still think that Kendrick Lamar is not doing these concerts really, really well. That's just for the people in the back. All right, ready? Look at that. Are y'all hearing it? Okay. Okay. This is one angle. This is the other angle. But can y'all hear the loud crowd chants? They can probably hear that blocks away. I don't know the capacity of this stadium right here. And I
All right. Okay, I've decided. Originally, I didn't really want to cover any of the shows too much because of like copyright claims and all that ish, right? Cause you know when you play the music, YouTube hears it, your ish gets demonetized literally. So you're sitting there like, oh, what am I supposed to do? Originally, when I did that happened. I did not want to really review any of the shows. But I just decided because we got to remember Australia's show is coming up soon. Let's start there. Now, that's probably when I'm going to start reviewing these again because for the Australia show, oh nah. Anyhow, that Australia show is amazing. It's over. The people have decided. That's all I got to say. You know?
I do not care to look. It's amazing to see all this stuff, right? It's amazing to see.
What's good, LC? I know they've been lighting flares at the concert. I just trying to figure out why is that? Because I know what flares do. I know what they be looking like. It's just a little fire with a lot of smoke, you know? But when the fire is as big as what it was on the screen, now I'm confused. Like, they got jumbo flares? Like, what's going on here? I'm just trying to understand and figure out what's going on. That's it.
Kendrick Lamar getting shown love. It's amazing to see, right? And it's amazing to hear it because you can hear
facts.
it
For it
better
be Ron,
in this
facts.
video. Listen to it.
Oh, he messed up there.
I know y'all hear. Y'all hear, especially in the chorus. Y'all can hear the crowd going crazy.
The flares can do that sometimes?
This is crazy. Very crazy to see. Very crazy to see.
Interesting, because that looks insane.
How can people shape?
Because it literally looks like a apocalyptic scene when you see the flares like that.
Their lips or put their fingers on a keyboard to make these narratives that he's not selling out stadiums. Look at this shit. Look at the floor. Look at the floor.
The ground level looking like the floor is lava. Everybody jumping for a reason.
Look at people jumping up and down. Your favorite artist can't. Your favorite artist can't.
You gotta see it from Jupiter. Bro, if they gotta see it from Jupiter, they might as well burn the whole forest down, man. Shit.
How can y'all shape your lips to say that shit. Last video. All
Let's
right.
see from the dark
Last
night
video.
for sure.
Let's go.
Facts.
All right. This is Kendrick Lamar getting shown love the soccer way,
We ore
the
farming.
Hispanic way. If you guys know anything about soccer, all right? If you guys know anything about soccer and you guys watch soccer or football, if you know, wherever you guys are from, football, all right? The chant that they say to show love to their team is ole, 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 right?
Ole, ole.
That is the chant that you say to whether it's a team or an artist, that you just that's what it is, to show love to them. Sorry, I was receiving notifications, but that's what it is, right? So let's just hear what Chile has to say about Kendrick Lamar.
Oh, Furry B is shooting bullets, my G. What? Man said when your lips are that thin, it's easy to shape them wrong. Wow.
Kendrick. Woo! Look at all those cameras.
The world is
Look
responding.
at all those cameras. Look at all those androids.
Damn.
All those bots.
Yup.
Look at all those androids out there. Chile is amazing. Chile is amazing. Yeah. You guys did it. You guys did it. This is the thumbnail, by the way. This is going to be the thumbnail.
You're damn right.
This is amazing.
Amen.
In fact, let me go ahead and do it right now.
That's right.
This is going to
Screenshot
be
that.
the thumbnail. All right? This will be the thumbnail. Right here. Boom. Done. It's amazing to see this go down.
Yes, sir.
It's amazing to see all of these people recording the concert. It's amazing to see how much love a hip-hop artist
Amen.
that is being shown so much hate by a different group of people,
Talk about it.
that they're actually getting shown love at their concerts, that they're actually getting shown love outside of the country.
So it's at the range.
This is a very historic run, and all of these people right here
For
are a
real,
part of
Ron.
history. All the naysayers that are making up these narratives, you guys are a part of history too. You guys are on the wrong side of history, but you
just
guys
about
are a
to say
part
that.
of history too. Because in the history books, they're going to put Kendrick Lamar couldn't sell tickets, but he sold out stadiums outside of the U.S. Drake said that he can't sell outside of the U.S. for none, but he went ahead and he sold out tickets anyways. You guys are a part of history now. Congratulations. Congrats. But these people are a part of history as well. The people that are showing love to Kendrick Lamar, they're a part of history. Everybody that went to all these different stadiums, that sold out all these different stadiums, you guys are a part of history. You guys made Kendrick Lamar.
Oh, LC, I'm going to take it even further than what you said. I'll read it for context. I'm impressed by Kendrick's crowd control. You could have easily had injury, but I noticed he does a chill song after a hype song to bring the temperature down. I'm going to take it even further. Mad City. Just think about this for a second. If he performed Mad City for what it was and not how he remixed it. Let me tell you something. Every stadium that he would have went to would have been damaged. Listen, we gonna go ahead and do this. We gonna do this. One time for the culture. One time for the culture. Hold on, let me find this video. One time for the culture, bro. Let me tell you something. This right here. Let me tell you something. Take this moment right here. Take this moment right here and apply it to every single stadium that Kendrick Lamar did. He's doing everybody a favor by not doing that song for what it is. Literally every stadium this man would have went to would have been destroyed. That one stadium that canceled. The one stadium that said, we can't do it. We don't trust the structure of our own building. They did themselves a favor, because if this man would have performed that song there just randomly on one of the tour stops, that whole stadium would have been demolished. Kendrick would have to pay for the stadium. Man, look what you done did to my shit. You gonna have to owe me, nigga. Nah, run it back. Do you understand how hype a song needs to be for you to take your shirt off and helicopter, like, we understand what kind of song needs you to, like, bro. Look at this nigga. Nah, let me tell you something. There would have been bullet holes in them stadiums for all them people that fell through the cracks. You understand me? People, the maintenance team be walking around like, they shooting nuclear missiles through this bitch? What is going on? Hey, I'm glad we never got it like that. I'm glad we didn't get it like that, because I'm going to tell you this right now. I would have lost my life. I'm glad we never got it like that, because I would have lost my life that day. I promise you. What if he randomly did this from controlling this? Oh, God almighty. Oh, God. Yo, if he did the control verse randomly, I kid you not, the whole stadium go quiet like. Huh?
Be a part of history, and you guys are a part of history. So congratulations.
Don't kill me, Ron.
Let's keep listening. Kendrick.
That's love. I appreciate every single one of y'all. Keep them lights up.
That nigga about to perform All the Stars.
Damn.
Special.
Look at all the cameras up. All the cameras are recording
Tell me
the
what
concert.
You gonna do to me.
They're recording
Competition
the
ain't
love
got...
that
Man!
they're being shown.
And I love All the Stars.
Chile, y'all did your thing, for real. Shout out to all the people that I used their videos. For example, Guelmi. Hey, shout out to you. Shout out to you. Shout out to.
Some of that.
No, it's this one. Shout out to Anziest.
Some of that.
Shout out to you as well.
Jump
Shout
that
out,
fire.
Shout out.
Some of that. Hitting that fire. Jumping out wood. Some
Shout
of
out to the Real
Some of
News
that.
podcast.
Some of
Shout out
that.
to you guys.
Some of that. Nah, man. Family ties is so tough.
And shout out to Rich Khalil TV. Shout out to you, sir. Shout out to you.
All right, man. Hey, shout out to J Tom, bro. That was a good reaction for real. You know? That was a real good reaction. Hey, all I gotta say is that let's see what happens for Australia. For the Australia leg, the down under leg. Let's see what happens for that. You know? I'm excited to see what's gonna happen for real because this kind of run, not a lot of people can do this kind of run on a stadium tour. Just think about that for a second. This man is doing a stadium tour. The only other artist that's doing a legit stadium tour right now is Chris Brown. But that's R&B. You know? That's so crazy to me. That is so crazy to me. Bro, you have literally rap and R&B on a international tour at the same time. Like, what the fuck? What is going on? What is going on? You have literally rap and R&B on an international tour literally at the same time. This is I've never seen this before. This is crazy. This is crazy. You have one part of the world moving and losing their minds, and the other part of the world is doing the exact same thing, and both sides got hits. What? What's good, King Hammer? Hey, we got King Hammer up in his mouth. What's good, bro? That is so insane to think about, man. The fact that rap and R&B are winning. This is a different kind of win. This kind of win is the kind of win that's going to open doors for more possibilities for each genre to flourish. A lot of people don't understand that. I get that when it comes to that singer, yes, problematic. But even with that on his name, he's still selling out stadiums. Are you kidding me? No hell. I'm sorry. I understand. Like I sometimes talk about it a little too much. I get that. I understand that. But on an artist level, artist-wise, there's no other artist with that kind of history that can pull that off. That's impossible. I'm literally witnessing somebody do the impossible. How can I not talk about that and apply my knowledge of building an artist to that? Are you kidding me? I would never ignore that kind of news, ever. I'll be doing a disservice to myself to ignore that kind of news. I'd be lying to myself to ignore that kind of news, knowing that this is literally the upper echelon of being an S-tier artist and going further beyond that. Same with rap. Crazy. It's different. It's so different. It's so different. Like, yo, rap is killing it. R&B is killing it. And it's peace. The culture is making bread. The culture is making bread right now, generational wise. Because this kind of moment, these kind of moments on either side is literally building the foundation for something better. But it's up to the artists of today to understand what it takes and understand what kind of work has to go in to make this happen. Let's move on to the next video, man. No way I can ignore that. That's insane. That's absolutely insane. Kendrick Lamar's advice to Ray Vaughn. Nas praises Kendrick Lamar as the North Star. I seen Curtis King have a video. I think he just put out a video not too long ago. So we're going to check that one. See, yes. Nas crowned Kendrick Lamar hip-hop North Star. So that's gonna be the last video. Let me get to the jalopy video right now. It's been a little bit since I reacted to jalopy, but don't get it twisted. It's not like I forget. It's just that there's so much videos. How's everyone doing though? Everyone doing good? Flex, what if Kendrick brings Chris Brown out for the first night of Australia tour? I wish, cause they can do Autumn Leaves. Autumn Leaves is a really good song. A win for Kendrick is a win for hip hop. Not sure why some people can't see this because they're blind. They're blind and they only want to believe what they know and not realize what they know is incorrect. Or what they know doesn't apply. But that takes growth and education for people to understand that what you think is not what's happening right now. But at the end of the day, it's up to them to really take that first step to learning and unlearning what they knew. And if they don't, it's cool. Stay in your lane. Stay in that thought. Stay in that mindset, because let's see how poisonous that mindset can really be. Especially with all this AI mess going on all over the place. Think about that. By them staying in that mindset with everything that's happening right now, knowing that authenticity is what's going to cure what's going on, stay in your lane. Let's see what happens on your end, and then we're going to figure out over here on our end. Don't even get me started on that. All right, let's go check this one out. Let's check this one out. Oh, my God. Don't even get me started on the Australian accent. All right, let's go ahead and lock in with Jalopy, bro. I know it's been a minute, but we about to get started. Kendrick told Rayvon the battle with Joey Badass was cooked. I don't even know what the meaning is behind that. And I know for a fact Kendrick didn't say nothing. It was definitely Rayvon that's going to break the news. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, look, y'all do know how I start this, right? We got 2 more videos for today. So let's go ahead and dive in and have some fun, all right? Let's go. Yo, you, right here in the small box, right here in the small box. Welcome back to Flex Mob Reactions, only on the Flex Mob Network. I'm Flex. Welcome back to the channel. Yo, it's been a minute since we watched a Jalopy video. Let me go ahead and leave a like because, you know, just like what King Hammer says, yo, the support is free, you know? So let's go ahead and get started. Apparently, that battle was cooked. Okay. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think about the video. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think about the reaction. Hit that notification bell so you get notified when I drop my videos or when I'm live, like right now. And let's go ahead and lock in, bro. Let's get started.
I told y'all, bro. A lot of people were saying that I was biased against Joey and I'm not a fan of Joey and I didn't like that he dissed the West Coast. I'm West Coast biased. All this different stuff. I was telling y'all this battle was between Joey and Rayvon was not about the bars. It was not about who had the better disses. It immediately became about the optics. It immediately became about what everything looked like. And then a bunch of people who didn't like TDE or Kendrick Lamar jumped in and added fuel to the fire, bruh. And Rayvon just revealed in this interview about what Kendrick Lamar was telling him about the battle. Check out what bruh said and wait to the end because we're going to break this down.
Did he tell you, like, you know, maybe step back here, maybe don't put this in there?
Before my last response, Kendrick, like, it's cooked. It's too many niggas jumping in. Too many niggas having, like, an opinion towards it.
Yep.
Now it looks like he's fighting the whole West Coast. Yeah. And you're going to be cooked regardless because it's going to look that way because any man that's standing on his own against 20 different people, he's going to look like he's Superman, so you're cooked. Thank your peers. And that's kind of like what it was. Why am I?
And think of, bro, I want y'all to think about that from the perspective of the Kendrick and Drake battle.
Damn. He's got a point. When you think about it, yes, I ain't gonna lie. The West done jumped New York. They done jumped Joey Badass. If I'm gonna be honest. They done jumped him, but it's okay. I'm gonna get to the point. They jumped him good. They jumped him real good. If I'm going to be, like, you know, this kind of jumping, this A-Town stomp that we witnessed, I'm going to keep it tall. They done flatten out this nigga. You know, remember them cartoon scenes where it's like there's a whole stampede and they run over one dude and dude is like flat standing on the ground like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's exactly what happened to Joey Bat. But look, like he said, one dude against 20 different like niggas. Oh nah, it's cooked regardless of what you say. You technically lost because even though you might have had the better bars, you might have like had the better like kind of like songs. For one dude to stand up against 20, 30, 40 different dudes in a battle, I ain't gonna lie, that man gonna look like Superman for real. But Joey did it to himself though, you know? He did it to himself, and I'm talking about the rollout. Even though he won the battle, he lost the war because he didn't capitalize off his victory. Don't get it twisted. He might have won that battle for sure. Theoretically speaking, by the way, let me just make that clear. He might have won that battle theoretically speaking, but overall he did not win the war. He dropped the project way too late, made no money, barely sold units. Like, yo, bro, I ain't gonna lie to you. That's a nasty L. From what you came from to what you are doing right now, and then to produce what you did, that's literally embarrassing. You literally just put out music for the sake of putting out music. And that's cool. But, my God, if you're going to put a project together, you need to understand, you must be ready to reap what you sow. The term reap what you sow, it's not about like, oh, yo, I won, I'm good. I'll get what I want when I want. No. That's not how reap what you sow works. That little phrase, there's a time limit to it. The sooner that you capitalize on your rewards is the better the rewards are going to look. However, if you take your sweet Mary and Joseph time to put out an album, to put out any kind of project, EP, whatever, you're going to need to understand the world done forgot about you. Remember the quote I said yesterday from what Wayno was talking about with he was on a podcast. I think it was with that one girl that used to be on the Joe Budden podcast. Anyway, my point is, he said, we got to see you about 15 different times for us to really take up what you got in terms of music. That literal moment, that battle, we saw him a whole heavy amount of times. Dude was getting shot at, knives thrown at him, missiles shot, tanks with ballistic bullets just shooting, helicopters with machine guns just like open fire. You had like an intergalactic like satellite missile drop down from the heavens above to burn this alive, and you are still standing, and you didn't drop a project a week after? Oh, buddy, you definitely don't want money in your pocket. I'm gonna tell you that right now. You think you good just off of them power checks? You think them power checks are good enough? Yo, bro, you fumbled the bag so egregiously, it's not even funny.
It was well, right? There were rebuttals that Kendrick or angles that Drake had that Kendrick specifically chose to attack.
I'm telling you, Furry.
And angles Kendrick specifically chose not to attack that Drake had spoke on. One of them was the fact that Drake was in a 20v1, which we all know was bullshit, right? But I think Drake was afraid of the battle with Kendrick and had to make it look like he was being surrounded by a whole bunch of people in order to create that image. Drake was actually playing some very high psychological games that didn't work out. You see what I'm saying? But
what's good, Anthony? Saying, don't kill me.
It ain't 20v1, it's 1v20 if I got to smack people that right with you. Flip that whole narrative on its head. So now it went back to even playing field. But at one point, everybody was making the argument that Drake was winning because it was a 20v1, regardless of the material, regardless of what was being said. Because a whole bunch of people came out of nowhere and started dissing them, right? But in reality, Kendrick made the reference and flipped on his head by saying, I'm really the 20v1 because I'm doing this myself. I'm writing against you and your writers. It was the most perfect response. And hearing Kendrick talk to Rayvon about this just shows not only the battle IQ, but the understanding of optics, the understanding of like you have to be able to level the playing field at all times in these battles. And if you can't, it's going to be about optics and not about the material. Kendrick blatantly said it was cooked when all these people jumped in. Because now people aren't judging Joey on the disses. They're judging Joey on the optics. Oh, it don't matter if his song was fire. It don't matter if Daylight had bars out the going crazy on them tracks. It don't matter. It don't matter Rayvon's Golden Eye, which in my opinion is one of the better disses of the whole battle. You feel what I'm saying? Everybody jumped in, and because of this, you feel me? Because of that, it's not really much that could have been done in that situation.
You're gonna look like he's Superman, so you're cooked. Think you're Pierce. And that's kind of like what it was. Where I'm like,
how'd you feel about everyone just jumping in? How do you feel about how everything panned out?
Like it pissed me off because it's not a fair fight. No, like I was still able to cut through because people knew where it was. But like, it's like say from like January, this shit started in January. So like I dropped in January with like something that's like, okay, he dropped, but it wasn't really. So then I dropped, then he drops and it's cold. And he heats it back up. Then I drop. So to me in my head, I'm like, oh, this is okay. We good. This is our fight. This is our fight. Let's get it. And then you hear other people like jumping in, and I'm just like.
Now I will say, Daylight had been said something to Joey way earlier. That's what I will say. Daylight was involved way earlier. So I'm not saying he was involved earlier than Rayvon, but him and Rayvon had sent shots around the same time early on. I think Daylight might have. I can't remember the exact dates, but. We're not going to act like Daylight wasn't involved early. You feel what I'm saying? But I definitely understand where Rayvon's coming from because, I mean, in all honesty, I think if all those people don't jump in, Rayvon kind of walks away with the battle.
Yeah.
There's people who still get on me for acting like, bro, you really got Rayvon winning the battle, bro.
Yeah.
You're just biased, bro. TDE bias.
See, that's what I don't understand because in the spirit of competition, if you're coming in here with hate, then it's not the spirit of competition no more. Y'all literally want to see somebody else lose because you don't like them. That's not competition no more. That's literal bias. And for the sake of competition, to have bias, at that point, you're not competing no more. You just want to see somebody lose. Fine, if that's what you want, that's cool. But don't say this is a competition no more. Because that's literally what it was. And then all these people inserting all that hate, especially for TDE, which I don't get, especially from here. Shout out John Kabongo, for sure. John Kabongo, Torontonian rapper. He has a feature with Rayvon. And then the same people from Toronto be putting TDE's name down like that. What happened to support and unity here? Let's start there. Bro, I'm not falling for this nonsense. I'm not falling for that weak-minded stupidness, bro. I'm not doing that. I'm not going in with hate. I'm going in with the understanding that this is going to be good. And then here come y'all with all this negativity like this is going to help anybody. Yo, bro, get out my face with that.
West Coast bias. No, bro. When I'm judging the battle, I'm judging the battle for what it is. I don't care about who I would prefer. Boom, boom. And if we
let me read what LC just said because I literally I read the first line. I'm like, yeah, we're gonna have to read this. The OV hoes were hyping Joey, but they didn't support his album, which shows it was fake support. Cause think Dot would jump out to battle Joey. They don't understand. There's levels to this. Absolutely. It's better than the. Oh my God.
Being completely honest, it's not like I prefer Rayvon completely over Joey. Like, I think Rayvon dropped a good project recently, but I'm a fan of Joey Badass. I've been a fan since way back in the day when Waves was on MTV. You feel me? I was a youngin' listening to Joey. So in reality, I was judging this battle down the middle. But once I realized people stopped calling it for what it was and started calling it for the optics, that's when it got ugly. That's when it got ugly, bro.
Where'd you come from?
Dude, get the fuck out of here. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it made me look like I can't hold my own. Like, hold my own. And I'm like, yo, I can hold my own with anybody. But it just now, not even just that. It's like, bitch, you took my narrative. That was what
I was just literally thinking that. Because say, for example, you have all these dudes that are jumping in trying to get their line across. And then you hear they shit. And then they were saying something that you wanted to say. Now that you have to go back and redo your whole track Because these niggas done took what you said and they on the home team. Man, what the fuck? That is insane to me. It literally clicked in my head as soon as he... Oh my goodness, bro. Just think about that for a second. You got the perfect response. And you just got to make sure you got to stay up late. You know, you got to make sure it's mixed and mastered well and everything. Ready to upload on YouTube, all that jazz. Here come this bitch ass nigga already uploaded shit. You mid-upload like, nigga, did you really just take what I wanted to say? And I said it better?
I was gonna go at like you just took my angle. Like now I can't even, cause then it looked like I'm leaning on this, and we look like we. Man, I was hot. I was hot about it. I ain't gonna lie, I was hot. So I'm like, bro, let me get this off. Let me whoop him out. But I think a lot of people seen views from it, and that's just me. I think people seen how many views we was getting overnight.
Yeah.
And it kind of like
wanted to jump in on that.
It turned into like, oh, this is what we need to be doing.
I get that.
Fuck Joey. Fuck Joey. I'm like, man, y'all wasn't saying that when he says this is January. Well, you niggas are. It's January. It was nobody.
Nah, that's facts. That's facts. I do think that once again, I do think that this kind of excludes Daylight, but I feel like he mainly talking about Daylight because Daylight also had the Diddy angle. Him and Daylight shared a lot of angles. And a lot of people were...
Yo, damn it, Furry B. Were you really in the man's stream talking about, yo, you should say this to Ray... you should say this to Joey Badass, nigga. You be typing out bars. See, I remember back in the day, you was a bitch. Oh, shit. You know, fucking kill me. Just imagine Furry B just typing out a whole bunch of bars. Daylight. Hey, who this nigga in your chat, bruh? Hold on, let me find out you know what I'm saying? Let me find out you one of them ones. Huh? What does it say? It say he a bitch? Yeah, I'ma say that shit.
Assuming that they was colluding behind the scenes when in reality they was all trying to get it off themselves, like on their own time. And that's another revealer too. Like, yeah, I don't know, man. The whole like that battle could have been something different, but it became so much about the optics and so much about people hating Kendrick and wanting Joey to battle Kendrick because of that, so they can just say Joey won regardless of what happened. Like, yeah, nah. When you look back at it, and I kept telling people, when the hype dies down and you look back at it in hindsight, you'll realize, like, yeah, nah, Kendrick was genius not to join in that battle because it wasn't really about the sport of competing for real. It became a whole nother thing. And people would try to make that argument for Kendrick versus Drake, but that's just not the case either because they was rooting for Drake until Kendrick came out with Euphoria. We didn't forget. Niggas was talking crazy.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie. Aside from the media personalities, the way I seen a lot of people get quiet when Euphoria dropped, I was dying in my mind, bro. Like, I remember a lot of people, I didn't know Kendrick was so funny. When I see you stand, this is my favorite bar. When I see you stand by Sexy Red, I believe you see two bad bitches. I believe you don't like women. This real competition, you might pop ass with. Yo, bro, what compels you to say something like that, bro? What in your brain told you do it? Like, yo, what the fuck? Oh my God.
Crazy about Kendrick until Euphoria came out, which is wild because Push Ups wasn't better than the Like That verse. But I digress.
Body there, January. So it like made me feel away. But at the end of the day, I feel like it shed light on all of us, on a lot of artists.
Of course he did.
It still did what it did. I don't have no hard feelings towards it now. In the moment, it pissed me off. You know what I'm saying? But now I'm just like, man, it did what it's supposed to do for me.
Okay.
I'm sitting in front of you, ain't it?
I think it did.
You feel me? We talking about right now, ain't it?
We in September.
We are in September.
Yeah.
So, you feel me? I'm looking at it like, shit, that's something that kept me being talked about all year. Shit. I mean, fuck.
Beyond.
Yeah, so I don't know. For everybody that thought I was tripping, it's other people who felt the same exact way, that it was about the optics. Once it became Joey's fighting the whole West Coast, it was over. It was over. It was over. And I mean, Joey's smart for playing that. Joey's smart for taking that route. That's what you're supposed to do as a battler. Take advantage of take advantage of the moments that are being created and push them in your favor. That's what you're supposed to do. So I'm not gonna look at Joey and be like, oh, be mad at Joey. Nah, he did what he was supposed to do. People started jumping in, so therefore, you feel me? But then again, he did say West Coast dick licking. So it's like, what's the West Coast supposed to do? West Coast not supposed to respond and get at, like, I mean, I don't know. Regardless though, I think people was expecting a lot of the East Coast guys to get involved, and they really didn't. So in reality, it was like the East Coast New York really just abandoned Joey, and the West Coast stepped to the plate. I mean, that's just really what happened, if we're being for real. So, but anyway, like, comment, subscribe, especially if you're newer, especially if you've been here. Follow my Instagram, sir_bungus on Instagram. I'll follow everybody back. And yeah. You know what I'm saying? Stay active. Y'all know what time it is. I'm going to catch y'all.
Yeah. Hey, bro. It's peace. Holy, what more can I say for real? Hey, just the fact that, what's it called? Just the fact that, this is why I love interviews like this. Just the fact that we're getting something like this, where it's almost like we're taking a look at the aftermath. Because this is why hip-hop journalism is important. Because we get to hear about the behind the scenes. A lot of the times, we don't get that. A lot of people nowadays, they're happy with just seeing a picture of people sitting in a studio behind the scenes with no context. And y'all accept that. We need these kind of interviews. These kind of interviews are so important. And a lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people fail to understand how important it is to have hip-hop journalists. How hip-hop journalism is so important to hip-hop as a whole. I forgot who said this, but having the hip-hop journalists in hip-hop is like having it's like having a post-game show. Regardless if they're talking to one of the rappers or they're talking amongst their peers. But y'all know how like we have like ESPN, we have TSN, and they have their shows. You have Stephen A. Smith with his show. It's the same concept when you have hip-hop journalists. And that's important for hip-hop because you get to see what goes on behind the scenes just based on the conversations that are had on those platforms. So just to sit here and witness that moment, that part of it, that matters for real. And to all the people out there that disrespect hip-hop journalism, unfortunately, some Canadians be doing that without context and research. I have to tell them what you're doing is anti-hip-hop for real because it's not helping. It's actually creating more destruction and negativity within the space where we really need to come together on some ish. Because it's about to be some man versus machine type shit soon. And a lot of people are not even noticing what's going on with that either. So, I'm always so appreciative of shows like this, especially when I was in college, first year of college, and I'm sitting there watching Everyday Struggle. Watching Everyday Struggle for the first time. Joe Budden, DJ Academics, Nadeska. Joe Budden goes, Wayno comes in. Wayno, Academics, Nadeska. The conversations, even though it wasn't always the greatest, were always substantial at least. That's how I started with this whole hip-hop journalism journey. Just sitting there, just witnessing what's going on in Complex and how important these conversations are. And then here we are today, you know? So I got respect for this ish for real. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I love this shit too much, you know? It activated so much hate for real. Only hip-hop journalists have better hair. I'm so sick. I'm so sick. 50 was beefing with Cam, and then Jomo and Jules popped out with Fifth at the ballroom. You hate to see it. Some hip-hop journalists now are interested in drama and not real story. Who wants to speak on someone who twists their words? Elsie, that is a good point, because in hip hop journalism today, or no, the hip hop journalists that are popular today, and let me reword that to that. The hip hop journalists that are popular today, they dwell in the realm of drama and mess. You see it on the Breakfast Club. You see it on certain platforms on YouTube. That's what they want to talk about. I'm not a fan of that because I don't care about your drama. Your drama does nothing for me. I can get my entertainment from other things. Whether if I want to play a game, whether if I want to watch a movie, watch somebody else's YouTube channel on YouTube, like one of their YouTube videos. You know me, I'm always watching the Joe Budden podcast. I know he get messy at times, but there's still some substantial conversations on there as well. It goes back to the point that I made a while back where you got to sift through all the mess to find that information that you desire, And that information that you desire comes from the most unlikely places. Seeing people like Rapaholics with his video that I'm going to watch after. HHSB Crew with his channel. All these different channels all over the place. All these different spaces to watch things. Charles Brown. Jalopy, Ville, Quality, Jay Nolan, Curtis, Company Man, Screw. All these different individuals, Jeremy Heck. So many different places where I can get my entertainment. I don't care for everybody else's drama and all that shit, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I could care less, But it's peace. If that's what you desire, if that's what you want to do, if that's how you make your bread, make your bed. That's it. This was a good video by Jalopy for sure. Nice and short. Knowing me, I'm going to double or triple the time because, I like to yap. I'm a yapper. I done triple the time on this for real. Anyway, one more video. We're going to dive in with a Curtis King video. It's getting dark outside, bro. Didn't I say I was doing 2 hours? Oh. Okay, we're coming up to 2 hours. Cool. Let's go ahead and keep going. Last video, and then we're going to call it for today, all right? Let's make it happen. What about Rom? Who? All right. One and done. All right, let's go ahead. Rom channel. Ain't here like a reactor or something like that? Anyway. Last video for today, Curtis King. We ending off on a high note. Apparently, Nas has crowned Kendrick. Let's go ahead and lock in. You do know how I start this, right? All right, cool. Let's go. Yo, you, right here in the small box. Right here in the small box. Welcome back to Flex Mob Reactions, only on the Flex Mob Network. I'm Flex. Welcome back to the channel. Nas crowns Kendrick Lamar hip-hop's North Star. Oh, I know a lot of people are not going to like hearing that. Oh, why wasn't it? Anyway, look. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think about the video. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think about the reaction. Hit that notification bell so you get notified when I drop my videos or when I'm live, like right now. And let's go ahead and lock in with this one, all right? Last one. Let's go.
Curtis K.I.Y.
DIY is one of
LC,
my favorite rappers
that.
of all time. Queens' own N.A. Yes, are the letters is spelled. Nas is like recently sat down with Rolling Stone, specifically with Andre G, to talk about some of the upcoming projects that Nas has with his imprint Mass Appeal, some ways that he's going to preserve hip-hop history, but also there is a really interesting comparison that I didn't really give much thought to until I read this article between Nas's song Hip Hop Is Dead and Kendrick Lamar's Watch the Party Die. We're going to get to that in a second, but I want to make sure that I highlight some of the things that the legend has been doing behind the scenes in more of an entrepreneurial role. Andre writes, since debuting in 1991 with the feature on Main Source's Live at the Barbecue, Nas has been intent on amplifying New York hip-hop. His first full-length album, Illmatic, was an evolution in hip-hop lyricism, and his top-tier penmanship has powered a catalog of 17 solo albums.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm
Sheesh. He's always paid respect to pioneers with songs like 2007's Where Are They Now, 80s remix, allowing trailblazers like Kool Moe D, one of my pop's favorites, MC Shan, and Dana Dane to tell their stories. Nas is a new project aimed at honoring hip-hop legends. Alongside the label Mass Appeal, Nas is dropping the Legend Has It album series, which includes releases from rap heavyweights Slick Rick, Raekwon, Ghostface Killah, and Mobb Deep. A posthumous record from Big L is out on Halloween.
Oh,
we definitely gonna have a listening for that. With LPs from De La Soul as well as a joint DJ Premier and Nas project on the horizon. Nas says you would think that was a sound that you no longer hear again, but that sound lives in all hip-hop music. 1,000% agree. Mass Appeal has also partnered with Marvel, that Marvel, on Legend Has It comic, immortalizing the act in the series as superheroes. Shout out to my dog Rob Markman. I believe he's involved with a Comic-Con event in October where they're gonna debut that. So let's get to some of these questions. I got some of these highlighted because I was like, we gotta talk about this. Rob Markman, I believe he's involved with a Comic-Con event in October where they're gonna debut that.
So Rob Martman's going to be at Comic-Con to debut a collab with Marvel? And they say hip-hop is just music? Hip-hop is a way of life. Hip-hop is culture. And culture can expand to the far reaches of the universe as far as I see it.
So let's get to some of these questions. I got some of these highlighted because I was like, we got to talk about this before we get to the comparison between those songs. So question here, what does it mean to be able to amplify your peers and predecessors with this series?
Hey, yo, Furry B, I'm just reading your shit. As far as I see it, Jim Jones is getting a generational beatdown at this point.
Nas says in hip-hop music, you got different age groups, different cities, countries that have their own section of hip-hop all over the world. It's finally become a global thing. And when I was a kid, is hip-hop global was the question. Is it just a New York to LA thing? Is it just America or just London? Some of the grown-ups didn't understand it or believe it would last. Not only did it last, it became a worldwide thing. So to play any part in it today, this year, 2025, is a dream come true. What's insane is hearing Nas say that this is what it was, not only for his generation, but I would even argue coming up in the 90s, coming up in even the 2000s, in there being indisputable evidence that these artists are out here touring internationally after he talks about Run DMC really opening up the door with this. You still had adults that were questioning hip-hop's global success. Even with the evidence of it, even with all the DVDs, it didn't matter. You still had folks questioning it. Well, in 2025, they're not questioning that anymore. The next question says, was there a specific moment that made you realize hip-hop was global? Nas says, when Run DMC did the Live Aid concert with all these artists performing to raise money for famine in Ethiopia. I think the show happened in London, and they were probably the only rap group on the show with rock groups like Queen and everybody. I knew at that point that had opened the doors so that hip-hop could become global. Can you imagine, just sidebar, can you imagine the pressure of being in the 80s as Run DMC?
Oh, hell yeah.
And representing, just the future of hip hop and whether or not it would actually be a success as it has become internationally? No pressure. Just go handle that. Get on stage with Queen. That's crazy. Another part that I highlighted here where they're talking about this album series that Nas is doing. It says, what do you think the Legend Has It series conveys about the classic New York sound? This is from Nas. People want to be in denial that there's a shift going on, no matter how much shifts. Here's what the legend had to say himself. He said, it's not.
Series conveys about the classic New York sound. Okay, getting regional.
1995 all over again. Sometimes I feel like 2025 has that feeling. Interesting. It's not going backwards, to clarify. It's going forward, though. It's that feeling of urgency, that vibration, the celebration of life in these songs and these albums. What they meant 30 years ago, it's still thriving right now. Even from younger people, they're all derivatives of that early sound. And these artists here, from Slick Rick, he is the reason all of us even have a pen in our hands. You look at them, and you think of Mobb Deep, and you think of Raekwon and Ghostface, De La Soul. It's some of the most different, brave, bold, intelligent hip-hop music ever made.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
One thing I've always appreciated about Nas is he he will not hesitate to give props where props are due, and to always give the respect to.
I'm sorry, I love that shirt. I love that shirt so much. That is a good shirt.
Props where props are due, and to always give the respect to his OGs and the people that open up the door for him, whether that's through the imagery in his music videos, whether that's through the documentaries that he's involved in, whether that's through his music itself. Nas is going to always make sure that he showers the OGs with the praise that they deserve. He goes on to say, and of course, we lost some of our brothers along the way, but we're still representing for them, and they're still representing themselves through the series. It's a celebration of great impact, a standard that they set that we could never forget because it keeps us aiming higher. This series is to encourage and inspire hip-hop and to remind us all of the pureness of hip-hop. I hope that we can all do this together. The fact that he's doing this after, I believe, already reaching billionaire status from some savvy investments, to me shows just how much he loves hip-hop, how much he wants to see this art form, this culture continue to thrive, to be able to use your resources, to use your time after you've already given so much time to hip-hop, to dedicate yourself to things like this. I think that says a lot about his character and his dedication to the culture. Here's where we get to a really, really interesting question, and I just got to continue to give Andre props for this question because I didn't even think about this until I read this. Andre asks Nas, in 2006, your song Hip Hop is Dead critiqued your era's hip-hop ecosystem, kind of like Kendrick Lamar's Watch the Party Die did more recently. What overlap do you see? For those that don't remember, by the way, before I get to this Nas answer, Hip Hop is Dead was met with a lot of the same reactions, or at least in my opinion, a lot of the same reactions as Watch the Party Die was. It was either people saying, hell yeah, finally somebody said what we've all been seeing and what we've all been hearing. This mediocrity has got to stop. We got to preserve this culture. We got to figure out ways to make sure that we are putting out the highest quality art that we can, no matter what kind of art that it is that we do. And then you got some people that was like benefiting from the mediocrity that were like, ain't nothing wrong. We partying and shit. Everything good. Shit is good. Why y'all want to change it? Well, had very, very similar responses when you think about Watch the Party Die. Doesn't that sound like what we just went through? Nas answers this question by saying, we as artists love this art form and have our opinions on it. Kendrick is one of the brightest stars we've ever seen. And I don't only mean superstar, I mean like the North Star.
Oh, wow.
That's coded language right there. I think he's one of those. Out of all the artists in the business, there's some that's not here for the art. When we see those people that are not here for the art damaging it, you're hurting the future of the art. So I think artists like Kendrick are going to speak out.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
Let me tell you something about this AI mess that's going on right here. As long as they continue to advance AI, and they are, because Spotify is integrating, I repeat, Spotify is integrating with ChatGPT. Let me say it again. Spotify is integrating with ChatGPT. Things are changing behind the scenes when it comes to music and production and just putting your music out onto a platform. Things are changing. They're including AI in contracts now. As long as this AI mess continues, because it's clearly not going anywhere. Even if AI goes the wrong route, it goes down the wrong path, they're not going to get rid of it. They're going to try and course correct with it. Understand that AI is here to stay. With all this AI mess going on right now, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something right now. We need authenticity. And I'm not saying we need lyricists. Authenticity. If you are good at what you do without any background help, I'm looking at you, Young Thug. If you are good at making hits by yourself or with your team with no extracurriculars around you, you're good. If you are a lyricist of the highest quality, you are good. If you are just a hit maker, if you are just a raw hit maker and every track that you drop is just a full-blown banger, you're good. Etc. and etc. Same thing for singers, pop stars, etc. We need that kind of authenticity. Authenticity all across the board. Why? Because now that they're introducing programs and machines and applications onto the DSPs and into music, knowing that those same programs and applications is learning off of what we did, that means we need more creativity. We need more clips. We need more Kendricks. We need more Jids. We need more Chance the Rappers. We need more Freddie Gibbs. But at the same time, because you got to remember, there's a balance that comes with music. The same way we have all these conscious rappers, we need some of that. We need not necessarily street shit or hood shit, but we need some bangers for real. We need Memphis to stand up again. Because Memphis, when it was on its run, it was generational. And nobody can tell me otherwise. Because I believe I told y'all, aside from New York being my first region that I was introduced to in terms of rap, and the West, California being the second region, the third region for me was that Memphis sound. Memphis, very, very, very influential on my upbringing, especially when I was sitting down watching like 106, anything off BET. After Memphis, Atlanta. That's how it went for me. That's how I remembered it. But we need authenticity across the board. We need balance across the board. This needs to be balanced out so we can compete with the ones that don't exist.
Which, in a time period where it seems like people don't hold their tongue, whether it's about their opinions of other rappers, their peers, they won't hold their tongue in you know, during beefs that they have with other artists. It seems like when it comes to people making statements about the state of what's going on, if it's not a podcaster or somebody who's not directly affected by these particular statements, you really don't hear rappers talking about it unless they're prompted with that question in an interview. Like, they're not going to offer that information. And on top of that, even when some of them are asked that question, you know, they try to get away from it as quickly as they can by giving these canned and cliche responses. He goes on to say there's a couple of them out there, younger, older, that say what they say. I think there was an Outkast video. One of those guys wore a Hip Hop Is Dead shirt before I even said it. I didn't even see that until later. It's just been in the conversation naturally. Like any sport, you want to thrive. You don't want the NBA to start slowing down. You want it to thrive. The ball players want it to thrive. We're going to call out anytime we see it. Sometimes the rest of us won't see it. Sometimes it'll take a Kendrick to remind us where we are lacking. Man,
Wow.
And
sometimes it takes a Kendrick to let us know where we are lacking. Wow. But that's important. That shows that this individual is literally a North Star. This North Star is to help guide. Wow. That North Star is to help guide everybody. Not saying everybody needs to follow, but this example that is set currently is the star in the sky that everybody is looking at. A lot of people got a boost of confidence when they see Kendrick ascend to where he is, because now it creates a whole new possibility for music to evolve all over again, aside from what is already set. I don't disagree with you when it comes to like Virginia being way more influential. I'm just saying the kind of regions I was introducduced to. I wasn't talking about like the influence behind them. I'm just saying for me growing up, listening to music, like literally BET was my bread and butter when it comes to music. You know? I was introduced to different regions through there. And I listed the regions in order for me. You know? I strongly believe that Kendrick collab with Playboi Carti to show that there can be different types of rap. Just need to be authentic. Yes. We had this conversation a while ago when that album came out. How Kendrick Lamar and Playboi Carti collabing together on Good Credit is literally the kind of balance that we desire. You know, you can still have the conscious shit, but at the same time, that same conscious rapper can also he has more than enough capabilities to literally just create some fire. And Good Credit is the reason why, is the perfect example for balance. To go from any of those songs, any of those conscious songs, and then you go to straight bangers, heaters. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's more than possible to do. It just relies on the level of creativity that artist has. That's it.
Take a Kendrick to remind us where we are lacking.
Oh,
Man,
you're wrong for that.
and he has not took his foot off of the gas. Let's do a little bit of a detour.
Yo, Furry B, you're wrong for that, bro.
Here, we haven't talked about much
Chile.
of Kendrick's experience out there in Latin America, but man, he has been over there causing hell. Not in a negative way. He's been out there wrecking havoc. He is continuing to sell these damn stadiums out. And some of these stadiums got, like, I think in Argentina, it was a capacity of 85,000 people.
Jesus.
Huh? Kendrick Lamar is performing at the Estadio Monumento in Santiago, Chile. That was the last leg of the tour. Today, making him the first ever American rap artist to headline a concert at the stadium. Like, these are stadiums reserved for football.
Mm-hmm.
What? That's insane, bro. Continuing on, I don't know if you saw this. One of the stops was in Argentina, and I saw that Words from K-Dot had posted this, where he said, Kendrick Lamar in Argentina looked like something out of a damn movie. Let me go ahead and just mute this before we get flagged, but just look at this reaction from all these folks in here. Voiceover. Give me that vibe. Give me that yeah. Give me that yeah. I don't even acknowledge nothing from anybody on any other side that is still hurt from the actions of last year's battle.
Oh my God.
Why would you even respond to anybody? Why would you even say anything? Do you see this? I can tell you the last thing they thinking about is a Canadian light bright.
Oh.
Something else I thought that was really dope is that Kendrick, although he did not have SZA on this leg of the tour, he took a month break and came back. He did bring in some artists from the particular area. Now, I don't want to say this like Catrial and Paco are just some local artists. No. These are international stars in their own right. This is during their set in which they were giving props to Kendrick. Not really in English, don't worry. I'll translate it. How the hell your black ass gonna do that? I don't know neither. Let's see. They said Chile right there. I don't know what he said right there. I be saying that all the time. He said 1, 2, 3. That's for sure what he said right there.
Yo, Crow.
He told on the screen. Hey. Yep. Tight shit. Crazy. We had them, I believe, on Argentina, where they're from, as well as the Chile stop, Santiago, Chile stop that they had. Oh, man. This is also something I thought was really, really dope, is that he had a 19-year-old Chilean rapper, MC Millere, had been added as an additional opener for Kendrick's final stop in Chile for the Grand National Tour. Her music is centered on her indigenous community and fight for environmental and human rights.
Oh, wow.
This is crazy, bro. This shit is, we've never seen nothing like this. At shows doing songs like Money Trees, Reincarnated, and a couple diss tracks. Incredible. Props are due. Not just to Kendrick, but of course to Nas, the legend. DIYers. Like Biggie said, who would have thought that hip-hop could take it this far? Well, we are still living in very unique times. I am curious, though, what do you see, if any, comparisons between Hip Hop Is Dead as well as Kendrick Lamar's Watch the Party Die? Because I remember both those time periods specifically and feeling like as a hip hop artist myself and even as a hip hop fan myself in that moment, saying like, damn, like this is a really odd time and I wonder how many other people feel the same way. I'm curious to hear your thoughts though. Leave them down below in the comments and let's discuss it.
What more can I say, man? What more can I say? A lot of people, especially here, a lot of people here need to unlearn what they've been taught because what they've been taught is outdated. I just want to start by saying that. A lot of the things that we know here, a lot of the things that we live by here is very outdated, which is why we are overlooked here a lot, especially when it comes to some of our lesser known artists. Easily overlooked because we are following an idea that doesn't apply today. For the individuals out there that still want to talk bad about Kendrick, knowing that y'all are just literally leading with hate, need to understand with the way you think, you're only diminishing your greatness because you are clouding yourself with hate and judgment and jealousy even. If you continue to cloud yourself to the point where you cannot see where you are going, how are you supposed to thrive as an artist? How are you supposed to thrive as an individual in hip-hop, regardless of what your occupation is? How are you supposed to thrive, build, and just ascend to different heights if this is how you're always going to think, knowing that every day that you wake up, you're never going to think the same exact way? That's what I don't understand. I'm not ever going to lead with hate like that. Why? Because you're not going to get anywhere thinking that way. In fact, you're only going to be running in circles thinking that you know the answer when in reality, you didn't even move from the spot you started at. I'm not going to do that. Never. Y'all already know me. If you've been tuning in for a minute, you already know that when it comes down to it, especially with my marketing brain and the knowledge that I have about the music and the music industry, you already know where I'm going to go when it comes to just quality conversations. I like conversations like this because with conversations like this, we can help build each other up. We can help grow with each other if we choose to. But that ascension can be reality if we just really understand what's going on around us as a whole. But that takes a level of growth a lot of us are not even ready for. Not speaking to the flex mob, not speaking to the shadow mob, speaking to the city. A lot of people are not ready for that conversation. How with the way they think, you're only diminishing your greatness because you keep this on your heart. It's not going to work. So for all the individuals that are still hurt about what's going on and how Kendrick whooped Aubrey's ass, you got to let it go. Because it's only going to get worse if you continue to keep that on your heart. You know? So, it is what it is at this point. Oh, perfectly said, girl. I try my best. Like, hey, bro. What more can I say? Y'all know me. I'm a yapper. I can talk for days. Y'all already seen the 24-hour live, right? Okay. Like I said, that was the last video for today. We're definitely going to charge it here. Shout out to the Flex Mob. Shout out to the Shadow Mob for sure. Now, I don't know. Hate has led to some powerful movements. You can get far being a D1 hater. Yeah, I don't know about that. The struggle stream has been doing great. Hating that's crazy. Hey, bro. I wish I can do that, but knowing me being here in Canada and how I can literally get hunted for the things that I say here. Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good. I'm telling you, I can really get hunted for the things that I'm saying because they just don't understand. You know, it is what it is, though. You know, y'all are free to hate how all you want. I just got to do it a little differently. It's not hate that I'm leading with. It's more about, like, growth that I'm leading with. You know? Now, don't get it twisted. I'm still telling jokes. I just want to make that clear. I'm still telling jokes. Okay? I want to make that clear with you. We got to remix it in a little way, you know? All right. 2 hours and 15 minutes. Let's go ahead and wrap it up. Yeah, I'm not there yet. I still hate my old boss from where I worked at Target. Oh, you worked at Target too? Shoot, I worked at Target here in Canada, bro. Target Canada, baby. Come on, bro. Come on, that Target Canada, the Target we had for about 3 years. And then they said, oh, no, we can't even survive in this mother. Oh, my God. Yes, ma'am, I am a yapper. I really don't think Kendrick hates Drake. Scrap that. He mentioned Whitney and the kid. I learned from the best. Prime Boys. All right, bro. All right, here come Quickie again. Hate. All right, guys. Hey, look. I ain't gonna lie to you, but I think today was a W stream. I think today was definitely a W stream. Definitely had some fun, cracked some jokes, good laughs. You know, we got to the mess, and we talk our ish today, you know? This is pretty much what we have on the docket always. Get to the mess, talk our ish, crack jokes, catch a vibe, enjoy each other's energy. Flex mob. You already know. But at this point, like I said, I was going to give y'all around 2 hours. I gave y'all more than 2 hours, so y'all got a treat. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got around 2 hours and 20 minutes or so. So, you already know. I'm going to be here tomorrow, Thursday. Who knows what we're going to talk about? Hopefully there's something to talk about. If not, I have videos in reserves for that, which is why I didn't want to get to those today. But with that being said, I was going to say, once you mentioned his family was over, but no, oh my God. All right. At this point, we're going to charge it to the game. Shout out to the Flex Mob. Shout out to the Shadow Mob. I appreciate y'all equally. Thank you for stopping by like always. Always love for y'all. Always appreciation for y'all for sure. But at this point, we're going to charge it to the game. So, y'all already know. Listen. Flex Mob, Shadow Mob, I appreciate y'all. Like always, you know the spiel already. Great stream. I try my best. Listen, take care, be well, and be safe. Stay true, be you. Live long and long live. Peace. Hey, y'all enjoy your day, enjoy your night, but wherever you are, enjoy yourself. Thank you, Vibrant. I appreciate you. Y'all have a wonderful day. Hey, there you go, Josh. Shadow Mob today, I respect it. Shout out to Josh for sure. Yes, sir. Mad Raven. Take care, y'all. Don't kill me, Quickie. Take care, LC. Oh, man. What am I going to do now? Jesus. Oh, damn, it's late. Maybe I should cook something for once since I didn't even have dinner yesterday. God damn, bro. Shit. Oh, there goes Slate. Take care, Slate. Big sis. You see it. Have a great night.